Smackdown. What's going on, beautiful people? It's your boy, William Watches Wrestling, back at it with the first review of Friday Night Smackdown. I don't know if you see my introductory video, but it was up there just kind of introducing who I am, why I started this channel. So let's get right into it. We're going to be reviewing Smackdown. This episode had a lot of promise going into it. We had a great, not great, but a big main event with Cody versus Gunther, which kind of, fell flat. We had some qualifying matches, which I was looking forward to at first, but needless to say, I don't think I was too blown away with those matches and the results of them, but we'll get into that. Pretty decent tag match, some okay segments here and there, but all in all, let's jump right into the beginning. So the show starts off with Gunther's music hitting. Gunther comes down to the ring. Actually gets quite an ovation of getting, pretty booed, some heat on him. He came out to air his grievances, play that little justified heel role. He's trying to play the role like Drew McIntyre had, but I think Drew McIntyre played it a lot better. I think it fit him a lot better. Gunther should just be the Terminator, but they kind of took that away from him. So he's out there complaining. Adam Pearce comes out. I was kind of hoping Nick Aldis's music hit. Not music, but Nick Aldis would come out and he could confront him so he could set up that match. But no, we got a complete curveball thrown in. Adam Pearce comes out, says that his and Sami Zayn's tag match against Punk and Rhodes is now going to be that if they win, they can be added to the match for a fatal four-way match at SummerSlam. So now we really can double down on the will they coexist type of theme that they really love to do in wrestling. But we have that match set. And then, obviously Cody's music hit. Cody comes running down, beats up Gunther. Gunther leaves. Cody gets his veins popping, spits everything he has to say out. Gunther, runs away. And then they set up the main event. So now it's that match. I think we all kind of knew there wasn't going to be a winner or a loser. There wasn't going to be no one getting pinned. We kind of knew that was going to end with shenanigans. But a relatively big match. I think to start was good. Like I said, I was hoping for Nick Aldis, but overall, to start the show off, I think it started off pretty hot. And then up next, we got actually some really big news that Rhea Ripley, I'm actually wearing a shirt, Rhea Ripley's going to be out most likely for SummerSlam. So they're going to do a 6-woman ladder match for the interim champion. Now, I don't really know what that means. I guess I don't want her to vacate it. Vacant got screwed out of another title run, one of the greatest title champs of all time. But on the real part, sad part is Rhea Ripley probably won't be at SummerSlam, so that definitely takes away from the star power that SummerSlam could have. And when they first announced this, I would say it was exciting. I was pretty hyped. I was like, okay, so we're gonna get a 6-woman ladder match. Like this could be something. This could actually be really fun way to get more people on the SummerSlam card, get more women on it, and have a banger match. Um, but the decisions tonight had made me a lot less excited for this ladder match. Another good part of the show was Finn Balor. I do like that they're pushing Finn Balor. Now, where is this going to go? Probably nowhere. He's in the MFT, well, used to be MFT Vortex. Hilko and Tom would just beat Tyler this week. Both matches were fun. I think Finn still is kind of over with the crowd. He's still great in the ring. I would love to see Finn get a push. I do like to see him winning, especially Tyler. Like whether people like it or not, he's a very protected, character in wrestling. He's been very protected, as you've seen. They made him hit 2 coup de grace on him to get the win. So he's been very protected. So clearly they have something going with babyface Finn. It's good to have him just wrestling and be a babyface again. He just back to normal, which is a good sight. But I think it was a decent match. I mean, there's not really much to talk about of it other than hopefully he's done. Move on from this. I don't know what they go on to, but it should be interesting to see. I'm not really sure what the future has for Finn, so I'm interested to see what they do with him next week to see like where he goes moving forward. Maybe it'll be him and Damian for like a number one contendership, which actually no, we don't need that again. I'm sorry I even brought that up. Don't do that. Don't do that because we've had enough of them too. That's another 6-month feud. Never mind. Ignore that. But hopefully he has something creative moving forward and he's not just going to disappear into this. Real quick, we'll touch on this part of the show. I actually didn't mind this. I don't mind Damien. I actually think Damien's championship run was actually pretty fun. I think Damien's character is actually not bad. I think his in ring is good. I think his character is actually pretty solid. Him and R-Truth are fun together. CM Punk was talking to not Nick Aldis, he was talking to Adam Pearce about, why is Cody in the match? I shall go talk to Cody, make sure he'll be safe tonight. Damien's like, hey, appreciate the shout out last week. Just know if you win the title, I'm be here waiting for you. That's a feud I won't mind. Something different, something out of left field. I think Damien's going to get a big push in AAA. He's going to be super over there. But seeing these two go on the mic, it will really test Damien to see what he can do on the mic. But this is a feud I would not be mad if they ran. One PLE cycle, get it in, do something different, get it out. I would be completely okay with this. So low key, this was one of the better parts of the show, in my opinion. Don't fight me. And of course, I'm talking about Tiffany winning, beating Jacy Jane. Maybe it's just because I'm a Jacy Jane fan and I want her to get pushed. But no disrespect, Tiffany, but there's no reason for her to be in this match. One, literally is a US champion. She should be defending that title at SummerSlam. She could have did a program with Blake Monroe, could have had Jordan Grace, which Nia Jax gave 2 matches. Jordan Grace can't get 1. Could have did Kiana James, could have did Julia, could have did anyone else to get that US title on SummerSlam. But no, we put our champion in a qualifying match against a girl that should be getting pushed, who got on to SmackDown, had the most heat you have seen from a call up, maybe ever, and we just continue to bury her. I don't know what Jacy Jane did or who she pissed off backstage to not get a push, not get an opportunity to be in a match. Because even if she was in the ladder match, one, she's a Weasley heel. It's a great way to give her a championship win. Because she could lose it to Rhea if you really don't want her to have it. But also, you want to build new stars. This is the way to build a new star. Also, like I just said, the US champion, put it on SummerSlam. We gave it to Tiffany Stratton for that reason, because she has star power to get it on the cards, get it on PLEs. Why? Just why would you do this? I don't understand this. Not going to harp on it forever, but like I really don't understand this. And from this point on, I think the SmackDown just went straight downhill. Like I said, I like Tiffany. I think she's fine. I think she could definitely use another change on her character. Let her go back to being like the daddy's little princess, whatever she was, so she can be a heel again, maybe turn on Chelsea Green or whatever it might be. I think her character needs a revamp to make her a little bit more interesting. I just think Jacy should be in a position where she should be on PLEs and she should be getting pushed. I think she has everything that you need. She's good in ring. She's good on the mic. Clearly, she had a connection with the fans from her first day on SmackDown. I don't know what they don't see in her, and I don't know why they cannot just give champions championship matches with everyone. We just did it with Liv Morgan, and you've seen all the hate that she got. She's a women's champion. Why is she in King of the Ring? Give her a feud. This is literally the US champion. Give it its own feud. It's infuriating. I do think on the bright side, Tiffany is probably going to do some crazy shit in this match because it is in her hometown. It is a ladder match at SummerSlam. So I'm sure she probably will take some crazy spots because she is known for that. She is a good high flyer. She's a good wrestler. So that will be interesting. But I think just putting her in this match makes no sense at all. And we're going out of order. We're going out of order, but I don't care. The other women's qualified match was also a complete utter disappointment. Like I said, when they announced this, I was kind of hyped. I was like, this is going to make SmackDown interesting. We can make matches, have good matches to get women on the SummerSlam card. Now, we had a champion win the first match, and then we had Jade Cargill take on Nia Jax, who, hot take, I actually kind of like Nia Jax as a character. I think she's funny. I mean, her in ring is never great, but I think her character work is actually pretty decent anymore. I don't mind seeing her on screen. But we have her take on Jade Cargill. And I think we all kind of knew in the back of our mind, oh, like Charlotte's going to get involved. Maybe Charlotte's going to cost Jade the match. Now, I have no problem with Jade being a champion. I think she can be a champion. But you really have this feud right here. This is a singles match. Charlotte and Jade is good enough, is big enough to get on to SummerSlam, just them two. I thought that was a plan. Maybe have Jade Cargill take on someone like a Chelsea Green, have Jade Cargill in the match, and have Charlotte screw her over, have Chelsea like pin Jade. Boom, you set up 2 feuds. You get Chelsea in the money. You got Money in the Bank. You get her in the title, the ladder match, and you can get Jade Cargill for Charlotte. Boom, perfect. No, we're lazy. We say, let's just put Jade in the ladder match. Let's have Charlotte come out and cost her the match with a DQ. It makes no sense to me. It was stupid. It also was like 5 minutes. if that, into the match. Like, it was very quick. I don't even know if it was 5 minutes. It was very quick into the match that they did this. And then to follow it up, Nia goes backstage, is upset, and they say, "Yeah, you'll have another match next week for Charlotte." We all know what's going to happen in that match. Jade's going to come out, attack Charlotte, boom, disqualified. So there's 3 matches. That's half the matches we already have down. All bad, all terrible, and that's half the field right there. Now, hopefully, the other 3 matches can save the hype for this and make it a little bit better. But this is his own feud. This did not need to be put in the ladder match. I don't know what we'll see from Jade. I actually think Jade's a good in-ring wrestler. In all honesty, I think her character needs work, but I think her in-ring ability is actually pretty solid. But this, like I said, these 2 matches really kind of took a lot of energy and excitement out of the show for me completely. Here's one people probably won't talk about, but the War Raiders match, I thought it was, the best match of the night. Yeah, I kind of knew that when I seen Fraxion out there. Not gonna lie, when I seen Fraxion come out to the ring, I was like, all right, who's Fraxion losing to? Which is, it sucks. It sucks. It's sad, being someone that watches NXT. You've seen Fraxion, the matches they put on. I really thought when they got caught up, they were going to get pushed. I thought they were going to be world champions. But that's clearly not the case. They're being used as fodder. They're barely on TV. They didn't even get an entrance. They had the jobber entrance. They were just in the ring when we came back from commercial. And I kind of knew they were going to lose once I heard the War Raiders music. I was like, oh, that makes sense. They're going to build up the War Raiders to beat them. Still had a great match. I mean, I wish they would do something more with Fraxion. I think Fraxion is so talented. They're so gifted in the ring. They're so good. I just wish they did more with this tag division. This tag division at this point last year was literally the hottest thing in WWE. And now this year we have nothing. We have R-Truth and Damian probably going to take on these 2 at SummerSlam. And War Raiders are cool. They're fine. But I just wish we did more with Fraxion. Like the way they booked them in NXT, I think is what they should be doing. Let them go out there every single night with the titles and let them put on banger matches. Instead, we don't do that. We barely see them. And when we do see them, they're getting beat. But overall, it was a good match. I think R-Truth and Damian will probably beat them at SummerSlam. So I don't know if this really matters. But overall, it was an okay match. I mean, it was at least decent wrestling. Don't like the booking, but that's for all of SmackDown. We had a Blake Monroe sighting. Always good to see Blake Monroe on SmackDown attacking Candice LeRae. Very random. So I think her character right now is just attacking every woman in sight. She already attacked Julia, Kiana, Chelsea, and now Candice. I don't know what the creative plan is here for Blake. I thought she was going to take on Tiffany for the U.S. title, but clearly that's not the case. So seeing the thing with Gunther and Johnny was random. Match I'd love to see, but they're probably not going to do that. What does this mean for Candice? Probably nothing. I would like to see Candice get back in the ring, actually be a character, not just a backstage prop. But I doubt that's going to happen. Fellas, eyes up here. Stop staring at Blake. Blake looks stuck. But Blake's character, I don't know if the attack and talk shit's her character, but just attacking everyone, I don't know what their plan is for her. I hope it's something. I hope it is going into the US title. I think a feud between her and Tiffany would be really fun. How do they get there? I thought it would have been easy to have her cost Tiffany the match, but they didn't do that. So how do they get there from here? Don't know. Don't know if she's going to go on side quest. As you see with the 2-hour SmackDown, a ton of recaps and a ton of filler, just like the 3 hours. Except for now it's 2, so we're cutting out a lot of other stuff that they could do that they weren't doing anyway. But with the 2-hour SmackDown, I'm kind of a little nervous for Blake Monroe to see what she does move forward. So I really hope they have something planned for her. Even if they just run this match next week, that'd be fine with me. But continue to keep her on screen so she can build this connection with the fans. I think is very important. For Candice, probably back to catering. And then last but not least, we have the main event. Just going to skip to the end. I think, like I said at the beginning of this video, we all knew how the main event was going to end. It was going to end with CM Punk coming out, with Gunther trying to hurt Cody, and with a big brawl. I am glad Sami did come out to at least make himself feel like part of this feud. Just attacked CM Punk, called the match off. They did give him a good 15 minutes before the final little fight and scuffle that they had at the end here. The brawl was okay. I'm not really a big brawl fan as it is in wrestling. Just to pull apart brawls, they're very overdone at this point in time. But I think the Braun was fine. I do think making the match tomorrow, if they win, they get to be at SummerSlam does add stake. I do think that was a good addition. It makes the match definitely a lot more interesting. Actually putting some stakes on the line. But all in all, it's how it ended and went off air like this, and it was fine. Like I say, it was fine. Was it main event worthy? Probably not. But I mean, this episode of SmackDown, all in all, was not my favorite. So yeah, that's the review of SmackDown. I know this was kind of all over the place. Once again, this is the first review. Hopefully, when I edit this and put it together, it might look a little bit better. But I think this is just beginning. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys want to come back and see more. Let me know your thoughts about this episode of SmackDown in the comments. Let me know what you would like to see moving forward in the future from any of my videos, any comments that you might have. I know it's only video 2, so we got a lot more to do. We got a lot of growing too on this channel. So hopefully you guys stick around, looking to build a good wrestling community that I can just watch with and talk wrestling with. So looking forward to that. SmackDown, you need to get better because this was not it. But anyway, from William Watch Wrestling, stay beautiful, world.